Today's project, we're going to install the Bestop Sunrider for hardtops on this 2015 JKU. So have a good look and let's see how it goes. Bestop says we should get this done in an hour. We'll find out. So step one, as always, is unbox everything and have a good look at it. The nice thing here is it looks like Bestop has used their top-of-the-line fabric in order to build this Sunrider, which means it's going to be tough, durable, and good looking. And the second thing is, it looks like it pretty much comes assembled, which is nice compared to most of the soft tops that we've had to build in the past. So let's have a look at what we've got. One of the reasons for this Sunrider from Bestop is that these Freedom panels, as everyone who's ever owned them knows, are a pain to get on and off and store, whereas this new Sunrider should be a one-handed, quick operation to get ourselves out into the sunshine. So, let's get them off. I just love storing these Freedom panels, picking them up, putting them down, putting them away. I'm gonna miss this. One pet peeve stored. So the next thing to do is clean the seals on the hardtop before we install the Sunrider. Next, we're going to install the left and the right side door rails. Now, Bestop says, and it makes sense, we're just going to install the front bolt first, because we're going to have to make an incision in order to get that second back bolt in. Now it's time to use that utility knife, well, maybe not quite a utility knife, to cut a couple holes through the padding. You can actually feel the slot where your bolt needs to go through, so make an incision after pulling your thumb away on the top, and in the four doors you actually have to go underneath and make an incision as well. Alright, so it's finally starting to get exciting around here. We've got our brackets in, now it's time to actually put the Sunrider on the top of the Jeep, and it'll start to look like we've got this thing together. So once you get that Sunrider installed on top, actually set down, not installed, the next part is to actually make use of those holes that you just cut and put these bolts through to bolt it on. So I did get that left knob in, but I wish Bestop would have made it about a 1/4 inch longer because it would have made the job a lot easier. Take your time with it, make sure you don't strip that bolt when it goes in. Now that we've got the initial installation of the Sunrider done, we're going to go inside and just screw back in those mushroom knobs that are supplied from the factory that normally hold the Freedom tops down. So it's a little tougher getting these mushroom knobs in than perhaps you might think, but I found the real key was to push down from the inside with your hand while you're pushing up on that mushroom knob. And that made all the difference in the world. Don't tighten it all the way yet though. We've got some more work to do. So now it's time to install that 4mm flange nut in the back of the rail from underneath. And here's where you're really going to find out. If you've tightened up any of the knobs so far all the way, you won't be able to adjust and move this rail around and the Sunrider around so that the screw and the bolt line up. So if you find that things aren't lined up and you can't move it, it's time to loosen everything up just a little bit and get that thing in tight. Now we've got a small flange we're going to install underneath the Sunrider, and it actually connects and sort of presses up against the original hardtop to perform a nice tight seal. So that goes in with the flange screws and the 4mm Allen key. Awesome, everything lines up real good. On to the next side. Now that we've installed the flanges, it's time to tighten up all those knobs that we left loose so we had some room to line things up. All right, it's time. Well, and that's the Sunrider install. Not too bad, took us about an hour and 15, and it's a super snug fit. Next thing is to take it for a drive and then through the car wash. One of my concerns always with the soft top is how noisy is it going to be? Will it change the dynamics of the wind flow top of the Jeep? So is it going to be really noisy inside? Now I realize a Jeep is not a quiet vehicle to start with, but it's always good to find out in advance before you buy something, how noisy will it be? Not surprisingly, you don't hear much under 40K. We're just going to take this up to 60 and see what it sounds like. I can hear the wind over top, but it's really nothing. So let's take it up a notch. And now we're at 80K. We can hear a little bit of wind from the Sunrider. There's a lot more noise coming from my mud terrain tires than there is from the top. My favorite test for a new soft top is the car wash. Your water gets blasted at you from the top, from the sides, from the back, from the front. And you know that if it withstands this test, odds are, in a rain, down the highway, you're going to stay dry. So let's find out how we do entering the wash. I know Bestop makes a great product. I've had the product before, but somehow I always get a little bit nervous when I get inside the car wash. Here we go. This is the pre-soak. Get ready for it. And here comes the high impact water jets. So far, so good. We're tight. No leaking around the windows, no leaking around the front edge, and no leaking around the back edge either. Bestop wins again. I guess we can call this the high wind test. Good. It's time to open up this Bestop Sunrider roof, get rid of this little spider that's inside my Jeep, and see how it does. Nothing fancy to it. Unlock the two levers. Push up on the bar. Sunshine. And remember, this is a 4-season Sunrider top, so you can leave this on all winter. You don't have to deal with those freedom tops on those days when maybe it's a little chilly like today, but you do have an open sky. Time to install that 4mm Allen wrench. Time to install that. Let's put the screw in with the Allen wrench. Fun fact, Vancouver Canucks took this away from me at a game. Apparently I look dangerous.